Greetings everyone, my name is Buck Business, and today I'll be reviewing Samurai Jack Season 5, Episode 4, XCV. So you see that Jack has now fallen, and when he awakes, it starts to attack wildly, assuming that Ashi is around the vicinity. Anyways, we get to see how he fell and how he got really lucky that he landed in snow. And at any rate, we see that there are birds within the vicinity, and they are, of course, he's hallucinating that they are crying out, of course. From there, we see Ashi actually come out and attack using her sickle-like weapon. Her chain and sickle, that is. Anyways, Jack starts to wonder if he can convince her that he himself is good. From there, they both get swallowed by this large blue beast-like creature. So, from within, they're still trying to attack each other, or at least Samurai Jack is trying to avoid her as much as possible while she's constantly attacking him. Anyways, he ties her up in such a way, as you can see, she's wrapped around in the chain, and he tries to get away, but more of these creatures inside the creature start to attack. And after the attack, he envisions this little white ball and the Blue Jack returning to talk to him. And Ashi's seeing all this, so she's like just watching him be crazy. She's captured by this red-like creature, and that particular creature is killed off screen by Jack when he goes to rescue her again. The white ball returns to joke about being hugged and kissed by Ashi, of course. So she still assumes that Aku will kill him through this endeavor, through the creature. And as they venture forth deeper into the creature, these little red needle-like things start to fall on them. So they run through it, finding a safe spot, and Jack starts to remove one by one these little needles, and he tries to attempt to tell a joke through that, but he ends up just coming off more informative, talking about acupuncture. So, when she refers to him as being hideous, he actually accepts this, and that probably confused her a little bit. Anyways, they seem to come to this cliff-like area, and they see passing by these different various colorful creatures swimming back and forth. So Jack decides and sees that there's this upper light and a way out, so he uses the creatures to try to get out. Now this black-like creature, like a fish-like skeletal creature, starts to come after them specifically. So they move from other creature to creature, they go to this like purple creature, and the death fish, I'll call it, swims after them. So they sling over to this green octopus-like creature, and the death creature passes them by, not noticing. He jumps out of like this green creature, and they're almost out. They can see the light, but they have to like jump up because the death creature eventually does come back. So they manage to get out, and the train breaks as they begin to fall in the water. And he just walks away as she's unconscious for a bit. He goes to sit down, getting comfortable, and she gets the idea, because she sees the blade part of the sickle, and decides that she's going to try to take him out now. But before she does, she sees this ladybug pass her by, and she stops and remembers and gets a flashback of a child of a ladybug landing on her finger. And she recalls her mother saying that this creature is not a creature of Aku. So when she sees that Jack lets the creature go, she drops the blade, and that is the end of the episode. I would say most of this episode is very interesting, more so from Ashley's perspective of constantly wanting to attack Jack up until the end of the episode. It takes her the entire episode to trust her, but I feel like the weakest part of this episode also comes from Jack, unfortunately. His motivation just seems completely 180 from the previous episode. He just got through killing the rest of the daughters, with very little to no problem. And here he suddenly decides that this one can be reasoned with for some reason. I feel like this episode was actually rushed because of this. It just came off as very odd. And Jack's motivations just felt off because of this throughout the entire episode. Even though the hallucinations, particularly the little white creature and Blue Jack is a little bit more deceptive, I suppose, but still, even with that, it just seems off. I don't know what I don't know. It feels like there needed to be at least one more episode between this and the third episode to sort of deal with Jack's perspective, at least, but considering that there are only supposedly, I think there's supposed to be 10 episodes, I think they could have held off. I think this fourth episode could have been about that mistrust between the both of them, and I think that dynamic would have worked a little bit better and would have been a bit more smooth. And the only reason Jack decides to keep her around, perhaps, is because they already landed in the creature or something like that, and Jack says the only way we can get out is if we work together. I think that would have made a little bit more sense as far as getting out is concerned, but like I said, I just feel like the motivation was off for this episode, so I can't say that this is the best episode for that reason in particular. The fighting scenes were still great, and everything else was great, but that one thing just, again, it all kilters the rest of the episode. So I hope that there's a bit more to it than this, but we'll see. So anyways, I hope you did enjoy this review, and if you did, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, farewell, everyone.